Hey guys, this is Jake and Sarah Salyer back again with another episode of At Our Kitchen Table. And today we're going to cover a rate update. They have fluctuated all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
have seen them at I think a 7.675 conventional, and then 3 weeks later drop down to 7%. FHA at 7.5. 2 weeks later, I saw it drop to a 6.675. So literally, what
All
we're
over.
calling a point, it is dropping almost a full point within 2 to 3 weeks and then raising back up. So what's going to happen?
Yeah.
All speculation. It's terrible speculation. But they are saying that most likely 2025 we should see it normalize. And to give you a quick backstory, I bought my second house. This would have been probably 2008. My rate was 6.5%. That was just normal. And so that was
Yeah.
what everybody saw. Well, then I was able to refi it to 5.25 and thought I hit the lottery. And that
Yeah.
was great. I don't remember where our first house was
Well,
rate wise.
I don't
Well,
know.
I kind of do actually. Go ahead.
Well, and I think too, like, let's remember, we can go back that far for sure, but then let's remember right before COVID happened. Where were they at then? They were in the fives. I feel like
Fours and fives, yeah.
fours and fives, which is great, but still, like 5, 6, like Jake's saying, that's normal.
That was normal. So
Yeah.
this has just been a mindset shift of what's
Gosh.
normal and what's not normal.
Yeah.
Points. We've talked a lot with our lender recently about what it looks like to buy your rate down. And I just had her, for a $300,000 buyer, I have her send me scenarios of what it would look like. And it was so nominal for them to buy their rate down a point, which doesn't actually mean a point. A point can be like a 1/4% or a third of a percent. That fluctuates greatly. And so when you say, well, how much is it to buy down a point? Well, what's a point? Well, it can change from day to tomorrow what a point is, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
But it can be $3,000 to $4,000 to just get that. We'll just say a 1/4%. Well, that 1/4%, you spend $4,000. Well, it made a difference in her payment of $50.
Yeah.
Okay, so $50 times 12 is $600 for the year, but it cost me $4,000 to buy it down. So 6 times 6 is 3,600. So it's going to take me 6 years to recoup that what it just costs to buy down the rate. So don't buy down your rate, guys. That's where I'm going with that. Your money can be way more better spent, allotted.
Yes, yes, what you're saying, the chunk of money, the sum of the money, not necessarily
pay
like
the extra $50 a month.
yes,
It sucks. But
buy your furniture. Maybe you have things to do on the house or something like that. When you move in or you want to paint or something, that's going to be more beneficial for you in the now than in the long run of the 6 years.
As builders, we're offering a builder incentive, which is what took us down this whole rabbit hole, right? Because we've got a new construction client buying with another builder, and they said, "Hey, we're going to give you $10,000," and we looked at it and we're like, "Just take it off the price."
Yeah.
Because what are we going to do with your $10,000? Well, buying down the rate doesn't make sense because it's just kind of good money after bad. And so then we've got a house that we just built hitting the market. Do we want to offer the $10,000? I mean, absolutely, but it's an incentive, but it doesn't really go that far, and that's what's unfortunate. So, like she said, buy your furniture, get your fence. We have a owner carry option. So if you have anybody that we'll say is repairing credit, or they're self-employed, but they want to purchase, they have to be able to have their money for down payment. But that is an option that's out there with a qualified lender that has several of these. So we've came across that recently, and it's kind of a game changer because a lot of people don't really realize what an owner carry is. You are actually purchasing the house. Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying for first-time home buyers, I have found this to be a really great option because of the price points that we're at now in that. So maybe you can't afford the higher price points, but like you're saying, you have the money down. It's not because you don't have the cash or anything like that, but really you don't want to go from one rental or apartment to have the same size or anything, like depending on what your living situation is. It's not going to benefit you in any way. And like Jake's saying, the house is yours. It's just owner
Yeah,
carry?
so most people haven't really understood an owner carry. Owner carry means the owner is carrying the financing, and this particular company comes in, they purchase the house, and you are buying the house from them. So it is a true owner carry.
Explain the rate on that situation. Is it the market rate at the time, or is that owner carry setting a different rate, like
That's
interest rate?
definitely a different rate.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit
Well,
higher
that's-
rate because they're taking the liability.
Yeah.
And so that's a whole other topic. If you guys feel like you have somebody that would fit, please reach out to us. We can hook you up with that lender, and it's fantastic. But again, that all comes back to date the rate. That would be an excellent example of somebody dating the rate. Yeah. And so the whole goal is obviously not for them to have the house for that long. It's for you to repair your credit or get in a position to actually traditionally purchase. And then you're going to purchase in 2 years when you're ready. And so that's a short-term answer or solution. But in all of this right now, what we're seeing is absolutely date the rate. It is fluctuating. It's going on super huge highs and then crashing back up, back down. My prediction, which this is all predictions, is not just 2025 we see normalization. So we're going to say back in the fives would be fantastic. But we are also, I'm predicting the election to have a huge impact on this. I've personally been watching gas and diesel prices, owning a diesel truck. At what was $4.65 a gallon last week, we saw $3.65 over the weekend. That was fantastic. And so I think that we're going to see gas prices continue to maybe not plummet much more because they're only $2 right now. It's fantastic. Let's not forget what's happened historically here. Our rates have climbed to an all-time high for the last 5 years, and gas prices were huge. But I see as we approach the election, things are going to keep coming down to where it seems like it's a little bit more normal.
That's any election year, though, and it's always unsettling. Absolutely. Everybody is always unsettled in an election where we don't know what's going to do, and we really, I remember this so vividly, and I'm fairly certain I remember doing a video about it. It was right before the last election, and it was a huge turning point in our country because I think that was in my lifetime. It's the most recent division I have seen politically.
Not trying to get super political on you guys. We have to wrap this up because now we're probably touching 8 minutes long, and nobody's going to watch 8 minutes. We hope it was informative. Date the rate. Call us with questions. If I didn't touch on it, our lender does have an option where she'll refi you for free. I think I said that. Within 3 years. So if the rate drops back to normal, they will refi you completely free and get you back into a normal rate. So date the rate, wait till it gets normal again. And we hope to hear from you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.